Okay folks, as is tradition, we start with Tina, because tradition. Why not? Okay, now we're gonna walk this way down towards the sea again, because why not? Look at her, she loves to walk down this way. We came out the opposite end of the camp today just to extend the walk by 100 meters or so. Here's the path we would normally take out of the camp. Now when we first moved here, as it were, this path kind of already existed in a slightly smaller version, because it's a runoff. It's where water runs out, or used to run out of the camp. If you remember, the path, the apparent path that runs through the camp isn't a path. It's a kind of dry riverbed from floodwater that would come in over where the green trees are on the left there. Water comes into the field, and from the top here, floodwater comes down from past El Zocco and the Repsol garage there, gathers at the top of this field and floods in, and likewise from over there where it comes down a big road, sweeps in and comes in, meets and then follows a path down and through this middle and out. So it's not a path, it's a dry riverbed. And the water would flood in and would come down and leave the field here, follow the road, and then do damage down here where these houses are at the end, which is what led the local authority to eventually do some work to prevent damage to this road and to houses at the end. But look at it, look how beautiful that is. Look at that sun. I was going to say sunrise, but I've left it a little bit late this morning. You can't really call this sunrise. The sun's high in the sky by winter standards. I was awake all night again. I actually slept last night. I put Friday night tights on, which starts at 10 o'clock Spanish time. And I got maybe an hour in and fell asleep. Woke up just as it finished. Somewhere 2:30, 3 o'clock. I'm not exactly sure how long last night's episode was, and realised that my doggie was give her some privacy. Realised my doggie was asking for a walk. She was letting me know she wasn't comfortable. She wanted to come out. So 2:30, 3 in the morning, we came for a quick dog walk. Then I put a few videos on and watched those all night. Let's turn the camera around. Yeah, so 3 in the morning, my doggie's letting me know, or 2:30, 3 o'clock, she wants a walk. Then we do the walkies thing, just for 20 minutes or so. And then I put videos on and just enjoy the rest of the night. And somewhere around 7 or 8 this morning, I fall asleep. Got a good 2.5 hours sleep. Yeah, I've done well on sleep the last few days. In broken patches, but I'm getting a kind of a normal amount for the last 2 days. Whereas the 3 or 4 days before that, if you remember, I didn't do so well for sleep because of rodents. But we seem to be being, or apparently, as far as I can tell, you'd never be sure with the little buggers, but apparently we're being left alone at the minute. They're either learnt their lesson or we got them all. I'm not sure. I doubt that we got them all. I doubt that very much. Folks, come here. Let's just, Tina, you come here as well. Let's just have a look at this. Look how the sun, here we go folks. Look how the sun is bouncing off the water there and reflecting right at us. Oh, Tina girl. Tina, you're pulling too much, darling. But look at this folks. It's beautiful. Let me zoom in a little bit on the sea. Tina. Wow. That's gorgeous. Okay, I got some tidying up to do after my dog. Give me a minute. Okay folks, here she is. Here's the girl. My lady. Hey. And here we go back on our usual track. I took us a little bit closer to the sea before than we would normally go. But, oh Tina. A little bit of privacy for my lady, if she does her thing. Okay, where I go again. Marking territory, I think, rather than a real biological necessity. Well, let's have a look. We get a bit closer to the edge. Come here. Come on, baby girl. I still want to work out how to extend this lead, but without a marlin spike to help me undo a few knots on the on this main reel here. So there's plenty of line here that I could let out, but it's tied so tight I can't get in there. I need a marlin spike to help me untie knots and loosen it all up a bit. It looks like we've got is that a fisherman at the bottom there? On the end of that promontory. And lots of calm open sea with tiny waves lapping. Someone on a paddle board down here. I don't know if we can I have no idea whether we can zoom in and see that. I can't see my screen properly as ever. My screen is too dull when the sun's shining. But I think we're pointing in roughly the right direction. If I've got the camera right, then roughly centre screen there's someone on a paddle board. I think I can just about make that out. Ah, there we go. Centre screen now. With my jittery camera work. But it's a nice day. Slightly cool breeze. The weather forecast had been for clouds today. Well, as of yesterday, the weather forecast for the next 10 days or so was for clouds. I was concerned for my my solar power gathering abilities, but last night it got foggy. They said maybe rain, which never happened, and then they changed their mind and decided clear skies today, so that's nice. I'm not sure how we go from solid cloud cover to totally open skies in the forecast in that way, but hey, I'm sure there's some proper real science in there somewhere. Can you tell I'm a bit skeptical? Little bit. I don't know how you can go from 100% cloud cover for the next week into open skies overnight. It doesn't make any fucking sense, but hey, I'm not complaining. My the battery connected to my solar system gave me some grief yesterday. of the 4 lights, the display, the charge went to 0 and stayed at 0 yesterday afternoon. I think the battery's failing entirely. I think the battery's dying. With the 2 panels that I've got feeding power in, they should be feeding power in roughly 3 times as fast as I can use it when I've got a like my phone connected to the USB port. Is 5 volts at 1.2 amps, so it's old. It's the original style USB. That's 5 volts at 1.2 amps that's 6 watts. I can potentially be putting 20 watts in. Even if I'm getting less than max, let's say I'm putting 10 or 12 watts in for 5 or 6 hours a day. There should be hours and hours worth of charge stored up in that battery after sundown, and there's not. I get maybe an hour's worth. I get maybe 6 or 10 watt hours out after the sun goes. Basically the battery's kind of not worth having. Connecting while the sun shines, I get a good charge, you know. I'm not sure the battery's there. I mean, it's there to a limited extent, don't get me wrong. It's not like it's not connected, it's not disconnected. It's just what I expect, what I believe the battery to be. I think it's 12 volts, 8 amp hours. That thing should have like 100 watt hours. Should be enough to power that USB port for like 15 hours. The 6 amp, 5 volts, 1.2 amp USB port. A fully charged battery should be outputting for about 15 hours. Maybe 16 hours. I get 1 hour. Don't know. I'm not an expert on these things, but the maths I can do. The maths says that something's wrong. I think the battery's dead. Now whether it's always been dead and I've never noticed because I've been charging while the sun's shining, or whether I've over discharged it when it was low on power, whether I didn't sufficiently charge it before starting to use it, you know, whether it's my fault or whether the battery's just always been a bad one, I don't know. The daytime sunshine has masked the effect, I think. But, hey Tina. Tina. Look at Tina. Hey baby girl. Yes, it's a nice looking doggy. Not as nice looking as my Tina girl. Except for when she's scratching and peeing and pooing. Hey babe. Come here. Say hello to the peoples. Oh, let's edit that bit out. Say hello to the peoples. No. You're going to back away. Tina girl. Ismo. Oh, you say Uncle Ismo's name. Okay folks, I'm just at the bins where I dispose of Tina's doings. And it's a ladyship. But down on the ground here, there's a passport. I won't show you the details page. But it's valid. It started in February this year. So I'm going to take it. I once got mugged and the people threw the passport away by a nearby bin. This might be a similar thing. So I'm going to take it and then I'll maybe try and find someone on Facebook or something. And if that doesn't work, I'll risk contacting the police. Not my favourite thing in the world. Tina, go. Come on. I'm just documenting the fact that I, you know, found it by a bin. I'm not the one who mugged anyone. In my position, come back to me. In my position, I have to be a little bit careful. I do have the occasional interaction with police forces. So yeah, I have to be careful. I don't want to end up looking like the bad guy and getting some kind of police attention where it's not warranted. So I'm going to go back to camp. I'm going to look up the name on Facebook and see, you know, see if I can reunite this important document with its owner. Like I said, Tina, go. Like I said, if not, I'll have to flag down a bobby. Not that they call them that over here, but you know. Okay, folks, we're just completing our circuit of the block, just getting back home. So that's the end of this morning's doggy walk. I'll update you with the passport if necessary, or if there's anything more to report. Okay, folks. From Tina and from me, Delta Mike, out.